In this video, we'll cover the syntax of do-while loop, which is our last exit control loop. We have already covered our condition statements and the loopings also. While and for loop is already done. Now we're left with do-while loop. The for each loop is not such a main topic. We'll discuss it in further videos. But in this video, we'll discuss about the syntax of do-while loop. But before discussing about the syntax of do-while loop, we'll first identify how we can know whether we need to solve a question with the help of for loop or we should use while loop to solve the same problem. Okay, so for that, if we know in advance that how many times the loop will run, then we'll use the for loop. Okay, as you know, the syntax of for loop is this. We have the initialization and the condition is present in the entry control. This is the entry control condition. Okay, so if the condition is known in advance, then we'll use the for loop. Otherwise, we'll use the while loop. Here you can see the syntax of while is we have, this is also an entry control loop. Here the condition is checked while we are entering the while loop. But if we don't know that how many times the loop will run, then we use the while loop. But if we already know that our loop will run 10 times, then we'll use for loop. Okay, so in this while loop, here I'd like to tell you that suppose if I have here -1, that is the starting condition of while. Here the initialization condition is -1, then we have incremented. Okay, so this is also correct, this is also correct, this is also correct. By correct I means that at this condition while will not break. It will continuously run, keep on running. Okay, so this yes condition will keep running until we have the break condition, that is n. Okay, so here we have these two values, we can say. First is the initialization value and the value which is the cause of break of loop. Okay, so these both are called as the sentinel value. Okay, here I'll write the sentinel values. Okay, these both are called sentinel values. Now, what is sentinel value actually? Value which is the cause of break of loop. Okay, suppose if I take example, I'm having a while loop in which the condition is mentioned that the character should not be equal to n. The same n present over here. This one. Okay. So this is the condition inside the while loop. That means whenever the character is equals to n, we need to break the loop. Okay. And else when the character is not equals to n, we'll continue. The while loop will not break it. Okay, so when this is -1, our loop will run, that is the initialization condition, and then when the value is incremented or decremented depending upon the problematic statement, the value will be changed, and when the value will reach till n and when the character will be equal to n, will break the while loop. Okay, so in this case we don't know how many times our loop will run. If we already know that we need to print numbers from 1 to 10, then we'll use for loop. Suppose if in our menu we have specified that spacebar is the exit key. Okay, so when one person presses the space key, we need to close the loop. So the spacebar acts here as the sentinel value to exit the while loop, to break the while loop. Okay. So in this case, we don't know how many times the user will enter the correct input and at what point of time he or she will enter the space. Okay. Now we'll see the syntax of do while loop and when we need to use the do while loop. Okay. So if I talk about the syntax, first we have the initialization statement, which is the same in all the three loops. Then we have the do keyword. and inside that we have curly braces, and after the curly braces we have while keyword followed by the parenthesis. Inside we have the condition. In this case the condition is present in last, that's why we say it as exit control loop. Now in this do while loop we have the statements which need to be executed when the condition is true, and some increment and decrement according to our choice. Okay, so this is the proper syntax of a do while loop, and as we can see here that this is exit control loop because this loop will run once, and after once it has run, then it will check the condition. It means this loop will run at least once. Okay, so this type of loop, this do while loop, is used in menu driven programs. Now, what do I mean by menu driven systems? In many programs, you would be seeing, suppose I'm making a personal diary management system. Okay, so in that personal diary management system, we always have a menu that what do you want, or I should take the example of banking system also. Okay, so we first have the name, username, password, and also we have the last option as exit, that do you want to exit the menu or do you want to continue. Okay, so these are the three conditions. First is for username, second is for password, and third is for the exit. You may have more options, but I'm taking it in a simple way, so we have three options over here. Okay, so when we run our program, we want that this loop should run at least once. At least once the user should be able to see this menu. That's it for this video. Now in the next video, we'll start with the jump statements, that is break, case, okay? And we'll see some examples and their uses and their limitations also, okay? That's it for this video. Yes, I like to tell you guys that you need to practice this do while loop also for all the programs which we have already did. Okay, so suppose this program, that is to print 999 then 999, or to find the factorial of a number, or the letter programs, patterns programs to find the A pattern, to print the A pattern, or the swastika pattern. You can try all the programs using the do while loop because there is just a slight difference between the syntax of do while and for. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you everyone.